Hey guys, it's Way here and welcome back to another FIFA 18 Ultimate Team video, and today I'm showing you guys the best investments to make from Team of the Week 7. There's loads of players that you guys can pick up to hopefully make yourself loads of coins in the future, and I've got a lot of different investments on different budgets. If you only have like 20k, we've got some disco price investments all the way up to ones that are going to set you back hundreds of thousands of coins. But whatever cards you get, if you sell them in a couple of weeks, you're almost guaranteed to make yourself loads and loads of coins. So if you guys do enjoy, if you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe. I know I say it every video, but I'm trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and right now we're well on course to do so. If you guys are new around here, don't forget to subscribe. That would be very much appreciated, and if you guys could leave a like on the video as well, that would be awesome. But getting on into the investments, there's a lot of good ones. The disco price ones are always ones that I like investing in, and there's plenty here. So Torreira right now, he's going for about 14k or so. I reckon he's going to drop down significantly to about 12, maybe 11,000 coins, and it'll be a great investment to make. Now for all these investments, I would recommend getting them when squad battle rewards come out. That is Sunday at midnight UK time, or tonight when I'm uploading this video on Thursday when FUT Champions rewards come out. Try and snipe the cards, try and get them on bid. That's the best time to get them. Torreira though, disco price, he's got a good card in a good league, he's a good investment to get. Marçal is another really good investment, as he's probably the best left back now in terms of stats in the Ligue 1 in France. If you want a left back from that league, this is the guy to go with. He gets a strong link to Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, and also to people like Depay. He has a really good card, good pace, good dribbling, good defending, good physical, a well-rounded card, and I could see him dropping to about 25 to 20,000 coins. He's about 30 right now, and you can get him probably, you could snipe him now for nearly 25k, but I reckon he's going to drop to at least 25 to 20,000 coins. If you can get him for about 20k, that is a great price. I would definitely recommend getting him. Next up, we've got Sarabia, 83 rated. I believe he's the only cheapish 83 rated inform in this team of the week. He's about 20k right now, and I could easily see him dropping to 15k, maybe even less, when rewards come out. And this guy's one of the best, if not the best, investment to make from this current team of the week. We saw Leconte, he was an 83 rated inform, I believe, 2 team of the weeks ago. In team of the week 5, he dropped to about 12k. Now he's going for about 22. So if you guys can get any 83 rated informs cheap enough, they always rise up in price. So if you can get this guy, I'd say 15k or less, he's a great investment. Try and snipe him. You could probably get him for about 12 or 13k when rewards come out and a lot of packs are being opened. We've then got Ashley Young, another quite cheap one. He's currently going for about 30k. But I could see him dropping to as cheap as about 25, even 20,000 coins. And I believe he's one of the best, if not the best, left backs right now in the Premier League on FIFA. The only other options you've got are Alonso, who's quite slow, Mendy, who's a non-rare, and then Danny Rose, who does have a good card. But I think this guy has got even better stats than him. Ashley Young, if you look at that card, really good pace, really good dribbling, really good passing, and then good defending, physical, and shooting as well. A really well-rounded card. Plays for Man United as well. He's English, so lots of links there. You can get a hyperlink to people like Smalling. He's going to get a link to so many good players, and the Premier League's so popular on the game. If you can get him for about 20 to 25k, really, really good investment. Would definitely recommend picking him up. We then have Kolasinac. Now this guy has got better stats, I think, for a defensive kind of left back. He's got better physical, much better there, at 91, and better defending, slightly worse pace, but going forwards his stats aren't that good, and I think for about 90k that is too expensive. So if he drops to under about 60k or so, I reckon you could pull the trigger and pick him up. But right now I'd rather pick up a couple of cheaper informs than one Kolasinac, just because although he has really good stats defensively, he doesn't have amazing pace, and he doesn't have that good stats going forward. So he's one of the ones that I wouldn't really recommend going with. Next up, we've got Lozano. He is about 30k right now. I think that's just a little bit too much. If he drops to under about 17, maybe 16k, I'd pick him up. 82 rated. I mean, it's quite high rated, useful for SBCs, but still, I don't think he's going to rise up that much in price because he doesn't play in the best of leagues. He doesn't have that higher rated inform. So I reckon if you can get him for about 16, 17k, he's going to be a good investment to make. But right now, just a little bit overpriced. Fernandinho, I'd say the same for him. He does have a really good card, but he's about 170k right now. And if you look at people like Moussa Dembele and Herrera, they have very, very similar cards to him, very well-rounded. Although he does have slightly better stats, he doesn't have stats worth like 150k more than someone like Dembele or Herrera. So I think if he drops to about 110 to 100k, he'd be a good price to get. and you could get him there and make some good coins in him. But for this type of price there, 170k, I'd rather go and get a load of cheaper informs than one big expensive card like this. Although he has a really good card, gets a hyperlink to Jesus, he gets lots of strong links to great City players and Premier League players, I think right now he is just a little bit overpriced. We have then got, moving down into the goalkeeper position, Ter Stegen. Now, he is one of the best keepers on the game in terms of stats, but he isn't the best German keeper. You've got Neuer, and you've got a lot of other good options like Farman and Leno, and he isn't the best keeper in La Liga either, because you've got Oblak, who has better stats than him. So for about 100k, there are better options that are cheaper, so I don't think he's going to rise up that much in price in the future. And since he's quite expensive, again, I would rather go and get some cheaper informs like Sarabia. You could get a load of him for about 15k instead of just going and getting one to Stegen. So he's one I would stay away from. He's also a goalkeeper, and they don't seem to go up that much in price, at least from what we've seen on previous FIFAs. Now with the front three, all of these guys are really, really expensive, so I personally stay away from expensive informs, as this year they don't seem to rise that much. We've seen with Jesus, we've seen with Sterling, those high rated and expensive informs haven't gone up that much. So I would stay away from these guys. It's always risky if you go with expensive informs. The only one that I'd probably go with would be someone like Mertens. The only issue with him is that he's on such good form right now, he could potentially get another inform in a week or so, and this card would then plummet down in price. We saw that with his last inform. As soon as he was announced in the team of the week, that inform dropped a lot in price, and if you had invested in it, you'd be losing out on coins. So personally, I would stay away from the front three. They are really good cards. They're probably going to rise up a little bit in price, but there are better investments to make that less risky, and that will probably make you more combined profit than just getting one big player. And then moving down onto the bench and reserves, Mandanda is a good investment. Right now he's about 30k. That is too much for an 84 rated inform. If he drops to about 20k, that's a good price to get him for. And we saw that with Hilton last week. He was about 20k, and you could snipe him for about 15k or so pretty easily. So I reckon he'll drop to about 20k, and you should be able to snipe him for anywhere down to about 15k or so. So I think when rewards go out, try and snipe him for maybe 17k or less. Just see what he's selling for. Try and snipe him for a few thousand coins less than what he's selling for. For an 84 rated inform, anything under about 25k is cheap. So if you can get him for like under 20k or so, you're going to be making loads and loads of coins. Next we've got Toloi, another good discard price investment, right now about 14k. I'll easily see him hitting like 11k or less, and I mean he's got a decent card, but that's not what you're looking for. You're looking just at the rating. 82 rated, he's going to be useful for SBCs. If you can get him discard price, he's going to rise up. So anything under about 12 or 11k, definitely a good price to pick him up for. Mafio, although he's a low rated inform, I generally stay away from these lower rated ones that have gone from silvers to golds. He has a really good card, good pace, good defending, good dribbling, good physical, good passing. And right now, he is very, very cheap. I reckon you'll be able to get him for 10k or even like 9.5 or so on bid when rewards come out. So I think this is a great investment, really nice card. And although he is quite low rated, I think he's a good investment to get just because he's got really nice stats. So you can get him very, very cheaply. We have then got Grifo, 82 rated. I would recommend getting him. Again, I could see him hitting like 12 or 11k, just like with some of the previous low rated, like 82, 81 rated informs. If you can get him cheap enough, really good investment. He's got a good card as well, good stats, playing in a good league with a good nationality too. Then got Dembele playing for Celtic. He has a nice card with some really, really good stats, but the thing is he doesn't play in a usable league, and although he is French, you can obviously link him to lots of French players. The fact he plays in the Scottish League for Celtic isn't that good because no one uses Scottish League teams really unless they're maybe a Celtic fan or something and want to build a full Celtic team just for the novelty factor. It's not the type of team someone would use in FUT Champions or anything, so I don't think he's going to rise up that much. If you can get him, I'd say it's an 81 rated inform for like 15k or less. That's a good price, but I know he's got a good card. Just the fact he plays in the Scottish League, though, I think there are better investments to make, so I would probably stay away from him. Same with Kenny Miller. I mean, maybe if you can get him for complete discard price, go ahead, get him, because if you get someone for discard price, they can't drop down in price, they can only rise, so you're not going to lose out. If you can get him for like 9.7, pick him up. I mean, he's got a decent card, but again, plays in the Scottish League, so not really the best of investments. But if you do get him cheap enough, you never know. Let's say a Scottish player like Matty Phillips has a really good month in the Premier League, and there's hype around them potentially winning Player of the Month. Informs from the same nation rise up, so a Scottish inform like Miller, he could potentially rise up in price, so it could be a decent one to get. Now, Jefferson Farfan has an unbelievable card, but he is Peruvian and plays, I believe, for Lokomotiv Moscow in the Russian league, so that's not the best combo at all, but We saw with Alisson Drini, he has a really good card but plays in not a very good league in the MLS. He rose up from about 16k to about 35k just because of how good his card was and how useful he was potentially as a super sub. I think the same could happen with Farfan. And I think if he drops below about 20k, if you can get him for like 17, 18k or less, I think that would be a good price to get him for, and he'll hopefully rise up in the future. I mean, he does get some good links to some decent players. The Russian League does have some good players in. There are some SBC cards, so you've got people like Promes, and you've also got, I believe he's called Manuel Fernandes, the Portuguese attacking midfielder. He'll get a strong link to this guy. I reckon if you can get him cheap enough, he's a good investment to make. Then got Capon. This guy, if you can get him disco price, good investment because he's Belgian, and De Bruyne, Hazard, Lukaku, lots of good Belgians in the Premier League. There's a high likelihood that for Premier League Player of the Month award, if there's hype around maybe a Belgian player winning, then this guy is going to rise up in price. If you can get him for disco price, I reckon he's a good one to get. You can already get him for like 11k. You'll easily be able to get him for like 9.6 just on bid very easily. So complete minimum price. So a good no risk investment to make there. Dowell, I'd say the same for him. If you can get him for 9.5, the absolute minimum price, it's a good investment just because there's so many English players, people like Sterling, Vardy, Rashford in the Premier League. If they have a good month, they're going to rise up in price and you can make some good coins there. And then we've got Bebu. Wouldn't really recommend investing in him just because he doesn't play for the best of nations. But again, if you can get him disco price, I mean, why not? He's not going to drop down in price, so he is a decent one to get there. And then finally, we've got Schaffler and Rapp. If Shaqiri has a good month in the league, this guy could rise up. So if you can get him for 9.2, I think that's his minimum price, go ahead and get him. He can't drop down anymore, so it's a no-risk one to get there. Same with Schaffler. People like Sane and Ozil. We've already seen German informs rise to about 12k because of player of the month Sane. This guy could easily rise to like 12k or so, and if you can get him cheap enough, he's a good one to get. So personally, the best investments from this team of the week are going to be Sarabia. You've got Torreira as a decent investment there. Ashley Young as well. Marcel's a good one. Just try and get the cards cheap enough. But people like Grifo and Toloi, if you get them discard price, they're great investments. Same with Torreira. Get them discard. They can only rise up in price. Mandanda, Sarabia, they're the two really good ones for SBCs. And yeah, they're the cards I'd recommend investing in. Go and get them very cheaply when Squad Battle Rewards and Foot Champion Rewards come out, and you can only make profit. It's so easy. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care.